Hey guys, what is up? So, today is April's birthday. So, usually, whenever it's one of my girls' birthdays, it's a little bit harder with Dawn now. But, anyway, I asked them where they want to go or what do they want to do. And, by the way, I'm Carol, Mom Carol, whatever you want to call me. So anyway, today April said that she wanted to. She said about going to lunch or going to dinner, or then she said about going to breakfast, and I said, okay, how about we do this? And she said about going to Goodwill afterwards, and I said, okay, how about if we do this? We will go to breakfast, and then we'll go to Goodwill, and then we'll stop and pick up some cupcakes or something, and then we'll come home, and you and her and her husband could go out for a little bit. So that's what happened. So we went to Golden Corral for breakfast. I got to tell you, the last time I was there, I don't know what happened. I just had like a bad experience or something, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go back. But when I went back today, first of all, I didn't know that they had your own waffle station. And April wound up getting a waffle, and we shared it. It was amazing. And April said, "You know what? This kind of reminds me of the Mickey waffles." And I was like, "You're absolutely right." So I don't know what kind of batter that they use, but the waffles were amazing. The scrambled eggs were amazing. I know, like, how can you mess up a scrambled egg? But they were just so nice and fluffy, and they had corned beef hash, and the corned beef in this thing was amazing. So breakfast was good. So then afterwards, we stopped over at Dollar Tree, and I said, you know what? I'll go down like one or two aisles, and that. So anyway, I just picked up some. I got some Winnie the Pooh colors and shapes cards. Now the reason why I get these is for journaling or junk journaling. I'm not the one doing the journaling. But I got these so I can journal with them. So the thing is like so this is the back of the cards, and then this is like the front of the cards. But the thing is if I'm so like I've got a whole list of journaling ideas that I want to do to put kits together. So we have like purple and red and orange, so yellow, all of the colors. So anyway, when I do the junk journal kits, and I'm doing like a specific color, I can add these cards in there with that color, and it adds to the kit. Now the other thing, I was really surprised that I found this, but this ribbon, it's from Christmas. But I also have, again, I have another idea of a junk journal kit that I'm putting together, and that will be perfect for it. So while it was there, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and grab it. And then I found these apples to apples cards, and again, with, as I mentioned before, if you're doing a journal that happens to be in colors, if you're doing color kits, these are perfect because, again, we've got the greens and we've got the reds. So these will go well with a green or a red color kit. And I got these here, which I'm going to take the you know, this stuff out, and I will put, and these are all from Dollar Tree, by the way. And I'm going to take these apart and use these in junk journal kits. And I'm working on a 4th of July right now. So this should be up within, probably like within the week. And then I seen this one, and I was like, okay, that's adorable. So I am going to take this one apart again. I'll use the string for something else. But I'm going to take this one apart and do kind of the same thing. I will use it for a summer junk journal kit. And you know what? Let me just open this up. I want to see what the fallout is of the glitter. So, but these are like really cute. So, you know, you got like that, and this one here, which is really cute. I love this one. And here. And there. It's the watermelon again. Summer vibes. So cute. Surprised, not a lot of fallout. So, but anyway, yes, this is what I'm going to do with those. So they will be in summer kits, and people can use them for their ephemera. They can use them on the covers. They can use them on the insides. They can actually put their pictures inside them if they want. So things like that. And then April asked if we could stop at Goodwill, and I said, okay, I am probably not going to be there long at all. So what I did do is, so I found these at Goodwill. No, I didn't find these at Goodwill. I'm sorry. These are from Dollar Tree, and they're just stars. But again, what I do with these is I cut them, and I cut them into 12-inch sections, and these go inside junk journal kits. So that one will go inside the 4th. And okay, so the thing that I did find at Goodwill, and it's not for anyone but me. I don't know. I've got this new obsession on toys. I don't know what it is. I don't know, is it my age? I don't know what it is. But I'm developing an obsession for toys. And it just so happened that this bag, now you know how I am with Charlie Brown and Peanuts and stuff. So this particular bag had Sally Brown, which I thought she was just adorable. So in her little feet move. And then we've got Lucy Von Pelt. And again, her little feet move. And I seen this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. So it is Schroeder, and I got to replace the battery, but he's got his piano, which I just thought was adorable. Now, the great thing about this is I may only keep them for a short time, and then I will probably turn around and resell them. And the offers, the prices on them are actually, excuse me a second, are actually pretty good. So, and then inside the bag also was Belle, and she is from Disney Vietnam. So that was crazy. So, and anyway, there were a bunch of other little toys in there, but that was the reason why I got it. And then, of course, you know, there was some little, you know, there was like Cinderella in there, which what I will do with her is probably turn her into a charm. So I can put a little screw in there and she can become a charm. And also the same for, let's get them out. The same for Piglet, which Piglet is just adorable. I don't know. There's some attitude going on with Piglet there. I can tell you that right now. So, anyway, so that is what I got today. And honestly, I would have loved to have gone to some other places, but there was no way possible. By the time I was done with 2 aisles at Dollar Tree and 2 aisles at Goodwill, I was done. I could just about lift my leg up enough to get in my car. And so I am home. And I don't know what we're going to do for dinner. I know April had said she would call me when she was almost home, I guess, to decide what was going on there. So I'm excited for tomorrow to see this new doctor and to see if there is something that he can do that can give me some relief, that can allow me to walk a little bit more. That would be great. I was so upset the other day. I don't know if I mentioned it on the other video. I was so upset. I woke up and it was the worst news possible when I looked at my phone. My doctor of 27 years is retiring. I was crushed. I cried. You know, it's so hard to find. When we first moved here to Florida, I knew, April was younger, and I want to say she was like 14 when we moved here. And she had the problem going on with her asthma, and we needed to find a doctor. And I was like, Lord, let me just find, a good doctor, an understanding doctor, a doctor that has a good bedside manner. And I came upon this physician. He was everything I was looking for. He just, first of all, he knew that we didn't have a whole lot of money. So anytime we would go to see him, he would do whatever he could to give us all samples from the office, because he knew, some of the prescriptions were really high. And then I think for 2 years, his office supplied our Thanksgiving dinner and our Christmas dinner. And, they called and just said, we're not calling you for anything else but to tell you to come on by. We wanted to pick a family and we picked yours. And, so they supplied us with everything from like soup to nuts. It was crazy. And then he moved to a bigger office, and I don't know if he was quite so on board moving to a bigger office. He for some reason didn't seem like he felt at home there. I don't know. But anyway, when I seen him in March, I think it was, we talked about him retiring, and I was like, my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do if you retire. I don't want to have to, find another doctor again and all this stuff. And the funny thing is I believe we're the same age. So he said, no, I've thought about it a little bit. I told you, every time I make a video, my nose runs. He said, I thought about it a little bit, and I don't think it's going to be right away. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then, this was in March, and the end of April, I see the note that says he's retiring, and I'm like, okay, I thought he wasn't retiring. So anyway, so he's retiring. Now I've got to find another doctor to get to know me, another doctor to get to know what I'm all about, what's all going on, and I don't know. I don't think that's going to be so easy, but luckily, they're filling prescriptions until September, I think it is. So, just another thing that I've got to look for, but hopefully the next one I find will be just as good as, if not better, as I don't think anybody's going to be better. I'm sorry, maybe I'm biased, but I don't think anyone's going to be better than the doctor that I had. He was just, a doctor like I've not ever known. Even April with her asthma, growing up since she's 8 months old, we've been through so many physicians, and of all the doctors that we've seen, and being in the hospital, week after week after week, every other week she was in the hospital, and all the doctors that we've run across, I've never found one with such a good bedside manner, so this is going to be hard. So anyway, I think I am going to go. I have a few things that I need to do. I need to work on some orders. I got a couple orders in, so that's awesome. And I will let y'all know at the end of the month. So I'm going from May 1st to May 31st, and then I will tell you basically how many orders I've had and how much is going towards my debt. I think I told you guys, I need a new computer. I need a new desktop. My daughter said, get a tablet. I said, I don't like tablets. I like desktops. I like being able to look at what I'm doing and what I'm making. And she said, well, you can't work on a laptop? I said, no, I don't like laptops either. I like a laptop if for some reason, I'm going over my other daughter's house. Sometimes I'll bring my laptop with me. And, but working on it, creating, I like to have my 27-inch screen in front of me, So, but she's getting old, and she's not staying up with things. I was able to get to Windows. I think it did download Windows 11, but it's not moving as fast as I need it to. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, a half an hour for a program to download. That's not good. And I have patience, but my patience only goes so far. And then it's like, so if you see a computer like sailing past your window, probably mine. But yes, I need to get a new computer. So what I'm going to do is whatever I make during the month, I am going to take a percentage of that and put it towards a new computer. I am going to take another percent to put back towards things that I need for the business, and then take the other 50%, and that I will use to pay off bills. So that's that. So I hope to have some good numbers at the end of the month. But in order to do that, I need to get busy. So I need to get my cutting hand ready because I've got a lot of cutting to do. So, and I'm going to have some new stickers coming up. They're going to be in my store as well. So this is just to give you an idea. These are going to be sold singly, I think. So we got this one here for the 4th. And we've got this one here for the 4th. Now, I had others, but I did not like the way they cut. So like I had this one here and I had this one here, but I didn't like the way that they cut. So I recreated them all last night, and they all are now like they've all got this border around them now. So to square them off, like I said, I didn't like the way that they cut like this. So it just, I don't know, to me it just doesn't look right. But unfortunately, I've got this issue with perfectionism. So, but anyway, I've got 2 sheets of those. One of them is the Declaration of Independence, which, oh my goodness, it came out gorgeous. So anyway, I will show you more of them when I get those uploaded. I tried to get them uploaded last night, but my goodness, they just did not want to upload. So Canva was just being a butt and it didn't want to upload. And so I'll try it again today and see if I can get them into Canva so I can get them printed. So anyway, I just wanted to check in with you guys and, tell you what was going on, tell you what I've been up to. So before I go, 3 things. Number 1, if you like this sort of thing that we're talking about, subscribe to my channel. Number 2, look around, find something to smile about today. There's got to be something. It don't matter if it's your kids, if it's your dog, whoever it is, whatever it is. It just gave you a reason to smile. And for me, it was actually driving towards the restaurant this morning. I couldn't believe some of the flowers that were in bloom along the way that I normally miss if I was, because normally I don't go out until later in the day. So by then, I guess they've closed up. So I got to see them in bloom today. That was good. So that was my smile for the day. And last but not least, find your rainbow through the rain. All right. Bye.